Welcome to Crashing Game Night. My name is Matt Dura, your host. As always, it is our yearly holiday episode that we've been having since 2019 with the Final Fantasy cast and crew, as well as a good buddy of mine. So, joined by the Beanied One, Gerard Barrett.
What is up, all my nerds? Merry Christmas! It's the happy holidays, and it's we're being joined by three amazing legends. Our boys. I love this year, and I've been happy to join the last couple years. So thank you.
Yep, and we've got our maitre d' services, the man with the new couch for some of our folks, the Lions man, Jason Bellidio.
How's it going, guys?
Lions
How's
mane.
it going? Hopefully you guys had a great Christmas. I know it's afterwards, but we're right around the corner from New Year's, so let's go.
And we'll start with the leader of Avalanche, our good friend. We call him Uncle John. John Eric Bentley.
Hey, everybody. Merry Christmas and almost a Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a great holiday.
And then on the other side of the coin, the Shinra lab expert himself, Tseng, Vic Chao.
Hey, what's going on? So
Yeah,
me and
puppy.
Pop-Tart are wishing you guys all happy holidays. Pop-Tart doesn't know what's going on. She's like, leave me
I
alone.
love it.
He's like-
This is
I love
what
I
it.
love
is
that
this?
name.
Great name.
This is undignified, but I think she's made appearances in like pretty much every one of these
Yeah,
podcasts
just
we've
about.
done. So like it wouldn't be a Crashing Game Night appearance without
Nah.
Pop-Tart.
Well,
Oh,
Pop-
Pop-Tart.
I love
But
it.
wishing you all happy holidays and thanks for inviting us to come back on. So
Oh yeah, do you have an
Of
open invite?
course,
And
man.
then,
Always.
and then, last but not least, one of the hosts of Final Fantasy Weekly, as well as one of the writers, the beat writers for the Rockies, Mr. Drew Creasman.
You could have gone with last but least. I'm actually willing of those three. I'm fully willing to accept. It's like these two guys bring beloved characters to life. They're integral parts of pieces of art that mean a great deal to all of us. And I'm a guy with a podcast. No, wait. I'm a guy with two podcasts.
It's
There
true.
you go. And a
Ooh.
smooth beard.
Show off.
And in a town with championship basketball team.
That's
Yeah.
And
that
hanging
is
out with
true.
prime time, probably occasionally, because we know you.
You know what? Hold on. John, I live in the town Prime lives in,
Are you
and I have not
serious?
seen him once. Yeah, he is just,
I'm gonna
he's
see
up
him
on
right
the
now.
northwest part of town, and yeah, I've not seen him once.
Yeah.
He's
That'd be
probably
awesome.
recruiting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
He's doing the thing.
gotta
Biggest
travel
sports
to
story in the
recruit.
world this year in my town for a little while. Anyway, we were
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
for-
fun.
That was
After
insane.
that-
The
after that
documentary was
second
the
game.
documentary was really cool too. It was interesting.
I didn't
Yeah.
get to
Yep.
see it yet.
It was good.
Underrated baseball player, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. He could hit. He was still
Mhm.
bases like Ricky Henderson.
Mhm.
you
Yep.
know, But he could hit and he could play the outfield and cover ground
Mhm.
like crazy.
Yep.
Unlike Bo, he lasted longer and
hmm
he
Yeah.
wasn't always trying to go for the home
Well,
run.
heck, there was one day
yeah.
he played for the Braves and then turned around and played for the Falcons that night.
Mhm.
Wow.
Just
He did
like
stuff
straight
that
up
a couple times.
hopped
One of
a
my
He did that.
Flight.
Yeah, he did that a couple times.
Did it a few times.
Yeah, and total agreement because Bo did play a more aggressive like position in football,
Mhm.
but he went
No.
he went hard. Like Primetime was really smart about staying in shape and yeah, like that was so interesting. That's what was so interesting about that documentary too, because he talks about it as well.
And Sang's over there like prepping the experiments for dinner. Like,
Oh.
I mean, where's Red
sorry.
13?
I apologize. Yeah.
No, and I know we gotta
Trying to
get
handle this while like
we gotta
setting
get
up the
Vic going
Hey,
here
dinner,
Yeah,
dinner
no.
plates
shortly
and
because he
and
just
stuff.
hopped on.
Vic is setting
But,
up dinner. He's setting up dinner for Pop Tart.
Set up dinner. Pop-Tart
let's catch up with
wishes. So
Vic.
we've got
Right?
baozi, we've got
Ooh.
baozi, Chinese steamed buns, and
Yeah.
and
Wow.
and honestly, in the Corningware, like some Panda Express doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know it was Panda.
Hey, you know what, Vic?
Dude, I wouldn't have guessed that either. I was just about to say.
This one here is Panda Express. This one here
Okay.
is this
Real
one
deal.
here is my aunt made for us, and then this is some that my aunt made for us. So anyway,
Nice.
we're
Yes.
yeah. So
So-
yes, I'm all distracted, but doing my best.
No, it's all right.
Okay,
I just
Vic,
want
hey.
I know we got to
Look
get you out of
good.
here shortly because you
Yep.
got some other engagements, and we definitely appreciate you coming on. It's been too long. We all
It's
didn't
been a
really get to
while.
catch up while I was out there in Cali with Theo last time, a couple months ago. It was,
Yeah.
but I know you guys have been real busy trying to catch up on work now that the strike's over with and everything like that.
Yep.
Right.
So, Vic, let's just catch up really quick. What you been up to that you can talk about project wise?
Yes.
I mean, we know FF7 Remake's coming out, or Rebirth is coming out here. So
yeah.
Can't wait.
but-
Super excited as
and
well.
and someone did make a return to Mortal Kombat.
Yes, as a
Yeah.
matter of fact, somebody did, and somebody's mighty happy to be back. So
I bought the game because of you.
I have it as well.
I'm honored, my friend. Yeah, I gotta say, it's like the I don't know, like Final Fantasy fans are amazing, and so are Mortal Kombat fans. And it's like honestly, I cannot pick one who's better than the other because they're just both so wonderful in their
I'll do it for you, Vic.
enthusiasm.
Final Fantasy fans.
Hey, that's just Jason trying to get a janitor job at Square Enix.
Square Enix, anytime you want to hire, I'm here.
I'll try to put in a good word for you, Jason.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Mortal Kombat 1 came out. The good folks at NetherRealm were kind enough to bring me back as Kenshi, and it's wonderful. I'm having a blast with it, and I'm trying to make some more videos because it's just fun, like these silly videos that me and Johnny Cage and Bowen.
Yes, please.
We've
Dude, I've been
playing
catching those on TikTok, Vic, and those are hilarious.
they're 99% Andrew, but like but they're 100% fun. And like and so yeah, I want to do more of this. It's hard because I've got this like perfectionist tendency to be like, oh well, that's not good enough, and it's just like, just throw it out there, it's fine, it's good enough, so trying to not handcuff myself with perfectionism. But yeah, Mortal Kombat has been wonderful. The reception from the fans has been great.
You're fantastic in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
The story's like incredibly solid. It was really fun and interesting. And dude, Kenshi's
I
such
didn't know
a
they were going
great character.
to give us the origin. I didn't know that.
That's what's so cool about it too.
That's how we lost him.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, I love origin stories. Origin stories make me so happy.
Right.
I got to give proper credit where it's due. All the credit should go to me because of my fantastic, perfect, like, and no.
He said it was
Love it.
straight.
Hell yeah.
just thought I'd give a no.
You sound like
but
Snoop. I'd like to thank me for me.
That's right.
but yeah, no.
Vic, always the humble gentleman.
It's great because that clip will be like taken out of context and people will be like, what an a-hole. No, but yeah, giving full credit, it's like, like it's such an honor, to have Ed bring me back, have Ed Boon bring me back, and Dominic Ciancolo, man, that guy is the architect. I mean, Ed, of course, is the head honcho and everything. But Dominic Ciancolo is he's the script writer, he's the director, he does a million other things that I don't even know about. Like, those are the main things that I see. But man, the stuff that must go in his head, where they just say, okay, you get to reimagine, re-envision, rewrite the entire Mortal Kombat universe. And giving roles to like all the characters and creating new backstories and new stories, and then we're going to record the actors separately, but you need to direct all the voice sessions and make sure they all fit cohesively and everything like that, as if we're actually talking to each other. So yeah, like my mind boggles with just imagining everything that Dominic must go through. So yeah, I got to give him credit for so much of what everybody loves about Mortal Kombat. The guy's a wizard. So,
and we can't wait for more to come, because obviously with the story is going to continue, and we can't wait to see more, because your performance, man, was amazing. And
thank you so much.
That is a beloved character after a few years, especially with coming back to the game. So
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be back. I am mighty happy to be back. So
sweet.
So cool.
So Vic, before you head off, right? What is your holiday wish for everybody, and what are you looking forward to hopefully do in 2024?
Oh, that's a good question. Thank you for giving me forcing me to reflect, because honestly, I've just been hamster wheeling it. Like, I feel like I've just been hamster wheeling it this whole year, probably probably ever since I had kids. I've probably been hamster wheeling it.
Let's be honest.
It's funny how I felt like I had a lot more time to like pursue anything prior to kids, but yeah, let's think about the questions were, what do I wish for the world, did you say?
Either what are your hopes for 2024, either for yourself or the world, and what's your holiday wish for everybody?
Yourself, friends, family,
those are great. For everybody, I would just love the world, like, to be able to embrace a more spirit of caring about others and being concerned about others, because over the last several years, to me, it feels like there's just been an overwhelming amount of like what's in it for me. I'm going to do what's best for me. Screw the rest of you all. I don't care if this inconveniences or endangers the rest of you.
Agreed.
Just as an example, like, I'm going to throw one out, but just as an example, but there's just been so many. It was just like the whole vaccination thing of like, well, I'm not going to get vaccinated because I don't want to. And it's like, but then you can go and get everybody else sick and everything like that. So I would love just a more, a more like, ask not what your world can do for you, but what you can do for your neighbors, your world, spirit around this country and the world. And as for myself, I love that you're making me think about this stuff, because like I said, I've just been hamster wheeling it for so long. But I would like to, you're making me realize that I keep thinking to myself, right now things are too busy for me to go and like, to like focus in on like being, like getting these things done that I know are important, but are not as urgent, like being a better husband, to my wife and stuff like that. And I was about to say, I want things for myself. I wish I could slow things down so that I can concentrate on what's more important. But really, honestly, I think I would like myself to accept the fact that things aren't going to slow down. This is how life is. This is how life is. So what I really need to do is accept that and still find a way to deal with what's important anyway.
Very good self-realization.
It's as it comes, like, honestly, like, when the actors and the writers strike came about, I was like, oh, well, things are going to slow down then, and then I can catch up on a lot of stuff. And it's like, no, it turns out it isn't, because if you have any free time, it's your obligation to be out there walking the picket lines. So it's like I had less time during the strikes because I was on the picket lines, So yeah, life's never going to slow down. So I need to rather instead adjust my attitude. And I would like, one thing that my therapist taught me is that instead of saying, I should do this or I should do this, is I would like to see myself do this, because that kind of forces you to imagine that. So
I like that.
So I would like to see myself accepting that things are never going to slow down. I'm never going to be in the mood to take care of these other things that are. Hi, buddy. There's one of my kids just walked by, and and it's a good reminder of what's important. But anyway, yeah, I would like to accept. I would like to see myself accepting that life will always be like this way for a very long time, and I'm just going to need to deal with it rather than waiting for things to slow down. I just need to go out and do what's most important for my life and the people in my life. So.
Spoken like a father with kids.
Nice.
Yep.
Spoken like a long-winded guy. I'm like, that's
No.
a really long ass answer. But
Well said. Well said.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, Vic, let's get you on out of here because you got some
All right.
obligations.
I got to feed some
Appreciate
kids.
it.
But
Get you back on soon.
Sounds
We need
good.
more time.
Wonderful seeing you all. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Drew. And thank you, of course, to the Bentley Bear over there. So, great seeing you all.
Thank you so
Happy
much,
New
Vic.
Year.
Yo,
Good to see you, bud.
Happy New Year,
Happy
Vic.
holidays,
Happy New
buddies.
Year.
All right.
Love you, Vic.
Great seeing you. Thanks, folks.
Take
All
care.
right,
Thanks for
bye-bye.
joining us, man.
Thank you.
And,
Thanks for having me.
Just as Vic is heading out, Danielle is hopping in.
Oh, good.
Oh.
We got like the yeah. All right, come in. All right, this is great. A swap out. I was gonna say pinch hitter, but yeah, honestly, it's like putting in Babe Ruth for Marv Throneberry. So honestly, it's not even a pinch hitter.
Yep.
So all right, we'll see you guys. Bye.
See ya. Much
Later,
love.
Vic.
Bud.
Bye.
So as Danielle's joining in, let's catch up with John.
Where's
How you been,
Danielle?
John?
She not here yet?
Doesn't look like she's on audio just yet. She's joined in.
Okay. All good. All good. Hey, what's happening?
What's happening?
What's up, John? What's
You've
up?
been-
Big John, what's going on,
Big
baby?
John.
I'm so
busy?
sorry I couldn't see you guys when you were out, man.
It's all right.
Woo, you know.
We'll make some other opportunities. We'll get him out here again.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. That's a good thing.
Well, I'm hoping like March or April, somewhere in there.
Man, March is crazy. March and February are gonna be crazy this year. I gotta go to Birmingham to do CooperCon
A thing?
convention.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know, that thing.
Yeah.
That thing.
And then April.
That thing.
What am I doing in April? I have to do another convention if they
We'll figure it
call.
out.
I haven't heard from them yet. And then go to Minnesota. So let me know.
Ooh.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
we'll range around schedules and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of am the boss now, so I can just take time off when I want.
Big boss.
Oh,
Be
you
like, hey,
that
Big
now.
boss, man.
I'm bouncing. So, but no,
Nice, yo.
how's life been treating you?
It's good, man. It's busy. There's a lot going on, but it's good. I figure as long as I'm alive and breathing, and as long as the family is healthy, we're good. You know, it's I'll laugh at Vic because he's got little ones and I've got older ones, and you think, oh, the older when they get older, it'll be, I'm like, yeah, okay. So I have 4 Christmases this year. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is just crazy.
I'm right there
one
with you,
son was
John.
going out of town. We had Christmas early for him. Then another son had to go do something with his girlfriend, so we had to do a Christmas with him. And then we had to go to my brother-in-law's house for Christmas, and then we had Christmas, but it was just different. It was different, man. So
And
it's busy.
real quick, Mallory says hi. He's not joining.
Hey.
She just texted our group chat and said she's not able to make it because she is feeling a little bit under the weather, kind of like our baby face.
Babyface Theo.
Yeah.
Theo
Theo's
got
not
hit with
feeling well?
COVID. He got hit with COVID.
Yeah, he got, yeah.
So
Was he flying? Was that what it was?
no.
Really? He was at the crib? It seems like everybody.
Well, I mean, his job requires him to go in to work a couple of times a week, and he works in downtown Denver, so he's got to commute in with a whole bunch of
got on travel,
community,
train or whatever.
public transportation and whatnot. So
it is, yeah, it's not. At least it's not killing folks right now.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, everything is. I'm sad to hear he's not feeling well, and Danielle, I'm glad she's here. Thank goodness. But man, I'm so sorry to hear that. 'Cause that's our girls, man. Haven't seen her little face, her little smile, Her little smile lights up the room.
Been a bit.
It's good. It's all good. But yeah, man, everything's cool. I know I'm running too. Everything's cool. You know, we're trying to work, trying to stay consistent. Been doing a lot of anime.
Sweet.
And doing
Nice.
some other stuff that's gonna be coming out. I forgot, I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's good. That's
we-
good. Yeah.
We are 100% on NDAs. We are not starting going into
Totally cool.
your
Yeah.
file. No.
No, don't. Just as reminders. Yeah, no slip ups. We're good. We got
Yeah.
you, dude.
If there's
Yeah.
this one project though, I'm excited for everybody to see. I think it's
Ugh.
gonna be really, really good. And I think it's something that's anticipated. And the character that I got is awesome. And if they don't make it a toy,
sweet.
something's wrong.
Oh no!
Oh,
Now I'm excited.
Oh,
Not even like
now
a, not
I'm
even
excited.
like a Funko Pop. I'm like, this character should be a toy. Like if I was a kid, I'd have bought it. You know.
You know what we should do? Because this whole year I've been manifesting things, and that's my
Oh.
whole thing. Let's manifest that.
Yeah.
Hey, listen,
Heck
man.
yeah.
Down.
let's make John into another toy.
Totally down.
Turn John into a joy. That's it.
Yeah,
I mean, hey,
be fun.
they made Roche into a figure. So
True.
let's get you another action figure for yourself.
Very
Exactly.
True. Very true. I mean, yeah, I'll be excited if they do this one. It'll be like, oh dang, you know. So yeah, movable parts. It'll be good. So I'm excited about that coming out. You know, Final Fantasy Rebirth is gonna come out in February. So I'm excited about that.
Mhm.
Hopefully we have a little something with Square here in LA. It'll be nice. I don't know what we're doing. Hopefully we'll do something. I'm looking forward to being able to see fans here in LA. I don't get to see many fans in LA for Final Fantasy. It's usually over in the UK. It's weird, you know. That's you asking Vic what he wants.
Really?
You know, oh yeah, you'd be surprised. I'll tell you when
Is it
if you ask me my farewell question, I'll tell you what I want.
Is it a Square Enix event or is it like KubaCon?
I don't know. Oh, you
Yeah.
talking about in LA?
Yeah.
Oh no, hopefully it's gonna be a Square Enix event.
Okay.
Yeah, KubaCon is doing their own thing. They're doing a 16 thing in Birmingham, and then on the last day we're doing a Rebirth, I guess like launch party because it's right before it comes out. I think it's a week
Nice.
before it comes out. So we'll do that. I think it's me and Caleb are right now that I know of are going to be there. So it'll be fun to do.
Well,
You know how much I love
so
you.
what about WonderCon?
Where is WonderCon?
Anaheim.
You know, it's funny. All right, you know, just all truth be told, I'm looking for an agent, you know, and I've had several people who said that they wanted to rep me, and I'm being cordially nice right now. It's not what it's cracked out to be. It's not what I thought it would be. So several people say they want to be on board, but a lot of people just aren't on board for whatever reason. And I've had a few convention people say things that are kind of like, what are you talking about? So it's a weird kind of thing when it comes to like conventions and everything like that. If you don't know the people, or if you don't have solid representation, or honestly, if you don't have a Funko Pop, a lot of people are hesitant to bring you on, and it's very interesting because I could be my own agent and go out and do it, but a lot of people aren't interested in having me come to their conventions, which is interesting. It's just
Weird.
That's
I'd love
weird,
to do
yeah.
conventions.
Why
'Cause
not
I'm
have?
like,
Why don't you want Barrett there?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's not
Yeah.
even. It's not even
Or
Seriously.
like.
Tiger's Eye?
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's not even
From
like
Sailor
Barrett.
Moon,
It's like,
you know?
look at everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Right.
so what was it worth if I can't go and do a convention? You know, and don't get me wrong, I realize that some of the stuff that I've done is older, you know, but some of the stuff I've done, I'm like, oh,
Hey,
it's pretty good stuff, you know.
John,
but-
I'll shoot a message over to Laura Faye Smith and Kenny James. They're Laura Faye Smith voices Rosaline in the Mario games. Kenny James is Bowser, and see who they're repping because they're going to crap tons of conventions
Yeah, like
and
I
everything
said,
right now.
like for specifics,
I don't know who
like
rep them.
anybody who's doing Sonic, anybody like my boy Jason's doing Sonic, and it's like, oh, he's but you know, myself and my friend Scott White, we are like, man, we got a list of stuff, but it's hard to get representation, and it's also hard to get conventions to you know, some stuff is booked a year out, and it's just different. That's the only way I can put it. And then when there's one convention, they were like, yeah, we don't want him, but we want all the other characters. And a friend of mine was going to bat for me, and you're like, oh, you want all the other characters, but you don't want the leader of Avalanche specifically
Barrett's
for
a
Final
huge
Fantasy.
character.
I
Yeah.
know.
And they're like, no, we want the other characters. And my buddy was like, yo, you mean you want the
You want the
characters
white
armed like
The
characters?
white ones, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah.
I mean, Drew and I are like, we'll just
He
just
straight up said
talk
it.
about the elephant in the room.
And I guess the person was like, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
thanks for
Mhm.
going to bat for me, but because you even had to have that conversation that way and go there, I don't want to go. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Valid.
it's not, so it's interesting, man. It's like you work your tail off and you think you got the bird in hand. It's like, and you enjoy. For me, I enjoy doing my
Mhm.
characters. For the conventions, I enjoy seeing people. It's not just about,
Yep.
hey, I want to do a bunch of conventions to make money.
Mhm.
I don't like, if anybody has ever seen me at a convention, they know I'm not like to do that. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm not that guy who just writes
Yeah.
and signs. I'm like, yo, can I get a hug? Yo, what's up? How you doing? How's your family? Hey, I remember you from Instagram. I remember you, all these different things. So it's kind of like, I really want to check in on the fans, because a lot of fans that I know of, either they're going through things or they want to talk. It's like, if you waited in the line that long, if you spent that much money on the game because of me, then I'm not gonna be like, yeah, we got 2 seconds to say hi to each other. So I just, I'm not like a lot of cookie cutter convention I guess agents want you to be. So that could be it too. So who knows? But it'd be cool. I'm not whining, I'm not complaining about it because I'm working. So it's not
Yeah.
like I'm going, hey man, I really want to do a convention. We want to
No.
do conventions in our own country, honestly.
Mhm.
In
Yeah.
our own country, because a lot of the stuff that I do for Final Fantasy,
England.
man, they like the UK period, dude.
Yeah.
They love Final Fantasy, and
They
then they
love
see
you.
that I've done other stuff, and they're like, "Yo, I didn't know you did this." I'm like, "Yeah," and so it's really, really accepted. I feel like Charlie Parker. Like Charlie Parker's music was like, people didn't understand what this dude was doing when he was right here in the States. Then he was like, you know what? I'm more. Miles Davis said it too. I'm more loved over in England than I am here.
Yeah.
And they went over there, and I'm like, I'm not trying to move to England like that. I love it. Don't get me wrong. If it was more sunny, I would probably have a place.
Right.
But, but yeah, so that's where my head is with everything. But once things get going for the remake, the rebirth coming out, I'm excited for people to see it. I'm excited to hear fans how they love it, because I think I don't usually go to say you're gonna love it, but this one, they're gonna love it. You guys are gonna love it. It's
I'm
a
gonna
whole
say-
different level.
I can't wait.
So I'm gonna say something about Rebirth.
Hmm.
I'm gonna cry. I can already feel it. I can already feel it.
Oh.
Because I played the original, and when I saw that trailer, I'm like, oh,
Oh,
it's
don't
gonna,
say that, Danielle. Gonna
it's
be
gonna
the
be
same
good, but it's
way.
gonna be
I'm getting
emotional.
ready to start an
Oh.
OG run just for
Mm,
to kind of get ready for it. But
have fun.
real before we get John out of here, I did want to say I did kind of put together a little bit of a Christmas present for all the guys that we've had on the show. And the last week, I actually pulled our first ever interviews with all of you guys
Oh,
What?
God.
out of the
Are you
vault
serious?
Yeah.
Oh my
and got them up on
goodness.
YouTube.
Oh wow.
So,
It's awesome.
Oh,
so all
I'm gonna have to
going
check
back
those
to
out.
going
That's
back to
cool.
episode 64. Like
Oh
Danielle
man.
Yeesh.
was episode 72, if I remember correctly.
Oh wow,
Um,
Danielle.
So
That's
that
So
Yeesh.
how long ago was
think
that?
about
That's so crazy.
okay, think about this, right? Is that currently right now we're recording episode 255.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
That's
So
amazing.
these episodes got pulled out of the vault from 2019, latter part of 2019,
Mhm.
and early part of 2020, right around when the game
COVID hit too.
launched.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
Oh my
in E3
God.
where we
That was
met.
before we even started doing it live on Twitch, which
Yep.
our big holiday episode was the first one we ever did live on Twitch.
Dang, dude.
Um,
John, that's
and
right. 2019.
that was
That's
back-
that's when we met.
That was back,
Yeah.
John, when we still
Oh
did
my God.
Skype.
yeah.
Yep,
When
we
did
did.
Skype-
Audio-
Yeah, dude,
I had to-
Skype. We
I
did
had to put-
Skype. Oh my
I
God.
put little disclaimers that like from the vault episode, because it's
If it
back
drops
then
out.
we they weren't the
Oh,
greatest back then,
man.
but No, they were so for everybody, so for John, Danielle, for Vic, for Bree and Gideon, all of those
Yeah.
original episodes
Thank
that
you
we
all.
did
Yeah.
that just got put out for
Yeah.
audio only are now out on YouTube for video now as well.
That's
Aw.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'll actually
So
see
I did that for you
Gideon.
guys, and then I also did
Yeah.
it for the fans of not only the game, but
That's awesome.
also our listeners that have been asking for some of those past episodes. So I went back and been working on it over the last week, getting them all uploaded and everything. So
That's super
Awesome.
awesome. I
Oh, thank
can't-
you,
yeah, I'm
dude.
definitely gonna be in
So-
there.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
I'm going to check those out too.
Yeah,
I,
it's
so
fun.
Yeah.
John,
that's going to be
so
cool.
for you, what is your holiday wish to everybody, and what are you looking forward to for 2024? What would you like to see happen?
My holiday wish for everybody is honestly, we we have an election year coming up, and for me, I think it's important to remember that we are human beings, and that we're all pink on the inside, as my friend used to say when we played football. But I just think we as human beings need to recognize the fact that we all are human beings and lives are important. So there doesn't need to be any foolish talk that just is out of pocket for the fact that you care about somebody who's alive and breathing just like you as a human being. I think that one thing I would love for the world to do is embrace the concept of what love really is. And I'm not talking about eros love. I'm talking about agape love, just real deal love for one another, care about people, understand people, have emotions, have needs, have wants, and all these different things, but at least just be attentive, just listen. Um, I think that once we start understanding the concept of love, we can understand the concept of communication, and I think that's extremely important, especially as we've seen in the past 4 years, 5, 6 years, more longer than that, going through election years. They've been tough on our country.
Yep.
So if we can just have empathy and a little bit of patience for each other, and not let politics rule our mindsets of common sense, I think it's important this year. So my prayer is that everybody can just, kind of get along and breathe, and be patient, have empathy, and um, just listen and care about one another. Love overcomes a multitude of sins, and I just think that if we have that, that's where the communication can start.
Yep.
And for me personally, what I would love is to have a healthy year for my family, my four boys, my wife, and my extended family, which is not just family, but the friends who I consider family. This crew, and so many of my fans, and so many people, and just people in the world, anybody that I've come in contact with or I'm about to come in contact with, I just wish them well ahead of time, because I want this to be a good year for everybody. I hope there's a lack of deaths, because
Yes.
we've experienced a lot in 2023, in the last 3 years actually. And I would love to. This is what we were talking about earlier. I would love to be able to travel our country to see fans for whatever projects I've ever done that are out there. I would love to make contact with fans and be like, just checking in, how y'all doing, encouraging them, because I do think that I'm put on this earth to encourage, uplift, and edify folks. And if I have the opportunity to do that, I think that whatever platform I've been given, I should do that. And so that's something I would love to happen this year for me to do. But it's not about what do I want; it's what I would like to do for other people. And so that's where I am with it. It's just me.
Nice.
Very nice.
And that's why we love you, Uncle John.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know I know I have my camera off, but I'm doing the smallest clap.
You
This
give me a golf
heartfelt
clap.
small. No, it's like
yeah,
you,
Tiger
okay.
Woods.
You know the little gif where like there's like a raccoon and they're like kind of clapping on
Mm.
repeat? That's me.
The little
That's totally
hands,
me. The little
little
hands.
raccoon hands.
Little raccoon hands. That's me.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad to see you. Danielle, I always hit you. I don't like hitting people like on the biggest posts. I like to DM folks when I see they're going through it. And throughout the years, whenever I'm on it, whenever I'm on social media and I see if you're going through it, I'm always reaching out to you, and I always will.
I
Matt, you
appreciate
already
you.
know. I love you, man.
I
I
love
hate
you.
I hate when people are going through it and no one pays attention to that. Like Danielle will write something, and I'll see some of the comments. She'll be like, "You go, girl," and it's like, "What? That's not what she's saying."
Yeah.
Can you
And then
say,
like
"Girl, we
here's the
got
thing.
you,"
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, like I'll like it and I don't want to be that person that's like, no, that's not what I meant, but I just
Right,
like it.
right.
But yeah,
I'm a
it's been
feeler, so
rough. It's
but you're
been
gonna be
rough.
all right. Just all I'm telling you is you're gonna be all right. I think everybody needs to know that we're gonna be all right despite what goes on. We're here
Hmm.
for a reason. Half the time it's not for us. So I think that's a big thing. That's a big reason for us to push through it. I'm here to tell you, having dealt with depression and anxiety and everything, we're here for somebody else sometimes, half the time. And once we, sow that into that person, then we go, huh, feel pretty good. And we might go
Hmm.
through another bout, but there's somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
got too many folks that are taking themselves out. I'm not saying that's you, D. I'm not saying that at all, Lady D.
Hmm.
But you know what I'm talking about. We meet a lot
Oh
of people
yeah.
online, a lot of fans, a lot of people who are on our side of the business who just they're overwhelmed. And I just think that we gotta help each other. When you see somebody hurting, man, reach out. You know, it's important. It's important to hear their hearts.
I
So
Yep.
agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely, man.
All right. Well, John, let's get you out of here
Yeah,
because you've
well,
got other things you got to get taken care of tonight as well.
obligations.
Speaking
I
obligations,
gotta go on a date
one,
night with my
you got
wife.
date
I'm
night.
Yeah. All
oh,
right. All right.
supposed
one
to be
last thing
going to the
before you go,
movies.
John. Just want to shout out one of our listeners out there. Her name's Vic Chao. You made her day at KupoCon in Glasgow. So, her
Oh,
and her
Nice.
daughter. So, just want
oh,
to shout out there,
Yep.
for people out there in the chat. We look at, we read you,
We
we
watch
see
it.
Thank you
you,
We
guys.
see it.
we watching. So, we want to
oh.
shout out to you. But yeah, John,
Yep.
like,
Awesome.
they had a great time in Glasgow at KupoCon with you. So,
That was a
you know,
while ago. Glasgow.
yeah,
Wow, that was a
yeah.
while
But I
ago.
mean, see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, our our Final Fantasy community is just
You just
loving,
never
and
know who you touch,
we
man.
remember, and you
But
are
I think,
the one that leads the charge,
Yeah.
Netherlands. So
yep.
Yeah.
you're a big name there.
We had a
But
good
Jason, I
time in
think
New
it
York
goes to
like that.
just cons in general, though, right? It gives a
Yeah,
chance for some of these people to, that we've been fans of, can touch us in ways like when we actually see them at a con and actually be able to talk to them in person and thank them for what they do
yeah,
that makes an impact on our lives.
Mm.
yeah.
If Theo were here, he
You
could
guys
back
put
me up,
the soul in
you
the
know,
character a lot.
just for
Yes.
me meeting, Jonathan Frakes at Fan Expo Denver,
Yeah.
and what Picard season 3 did for me over this last year, being able to thank him in person for that and share that moment with him. It's, I think we need more of that, more cons and
Mhm.
everything, so everyone can
Yeah,
get
Yeah.
out there, meet those fans, and hear the appreciation and the love that people have for them and the
Yeah,
work
because
that
I'm
they
gonna
do.
tell you, it's needed. It's needed. A lot of
Hmm.
people may not admit it, but for the work that a lot of us put out, you don't get to hear it, and
Hmm.
the internet can be so brutal at times, and people in person can be brutal at times.
Yep.
So we need to hear it, because honestly, I've got a lot of friends who, if they hear negative stuff, it's hard for them to continue on with their job, and that is their
Yep.
job, that is their livelihood. So we need it. I love encouragement. I don't look at it like, yeah, feed me, but I love the energy of a crowd who appreciates the work that's been done as a whole. I love the energy that comes at you with thanks and your happiness. And for me, it's that it kind of keeps me going. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you, when I'm down, sometimes I just look at some of the accomplishments that I've made through the eyes of other people. So I'll go on, and I shouldn't even say this, but I'll go on social media and look at some of the things people have said that says, yeah, this is why I should continue on it. This is why I want to. Yeah, okay, I got this. So my rah, game prep thing is not for me to pump myself up, but I literally look at some of the things. I look at some of the cameos of people, the comments, and it helps me to go, okay, we touched somebody's life and they're happy. All right, next person. What else
Positive
we do?
motivation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally,
It's
man.
awesome.
Literally, because got a lot of foolishness going on, and I just want to keep
Yep.
going.
But we don't want this foolishness of tonight to keep you away from.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know you about
The
to
wifey. Yeah, that's right.
I
Oh,
want
by
her
the way,
to-
next time you guys come, if anybody golfs, let me know because I just got into golf and I didn't realize I loved it this much. This is,
All right.
Oh man,
this is a really fun sport, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
it's
no
addicting.
wonder
It's
Tiger and
addicting,
Charlie
man.
do
It's
this. Yeah, and
addicting.
it's expensive too, and I didn't
Yeah,
know
it's
that.
expensive, but it's
Yeah.
addicting.
And I was like, this is
All right.
fun, so anybody. But anyway, love y'all.
Love you,
You
John.
Love you, John.
too. Have
Happy
a great
holidays.
day.
I'll
Bud,
see you
good- great to
online
see you.
somewhere. You
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And I hope it's not snowing too much there, Drew.
No,
We
it's
ain't
not
getting
so
what
bad.
snow.
It's
We were
not.
supposed to get this big old snowstorm on
I
Christmas Eve. And we
heard.
got none. We
I
got
heard.
nothing.
That's what I'm
Now the
saying.
mountains got
Couple
the mountains got
flakes.
hammered.
Are
The
you
mountains
gonna go up
absolutely
there
got
again
hammered.
this year? You know how that's your spot to reflect. Are you gonna go up there, Matt?
Trying to. Therapy's taking the front seat right now.
Oh, let therapy
Mhm.
let therapy have the wheel, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Therapy's taking the wheel.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All right. Well,
All
I
right,
love
good
you.
night,
Tell all
John.
your families, hey, talk to you soon.
Oh,
Will do.
love you,
Oh, love you, bro.
All
Love you,
Much
John.
love. Talk to you soon.
So
All right.
All right.
we'll move around the horn and we'll
Yeah.
talk to Drew now. Drew, who has now kind of found his way to TikTok of all places.
Hey, that's right.
Ah,
I'm
New
trying.
follower. How's it going, bro?
I
On the
see
clock.
you. Thank you, Jerry. I see you clicking on the videos.
Hell yeah, I got your back, bro. I'm following.
I got a dog that's doing the heavy lifting. Is the thing is we got a puppy, red heeler puppy, who's been doing all the
Yeah.
TikTok heavy lifting. I
Hold
let
on.
him do the work.
Drew, is that a Vivi statue up on the shelf behind you?
yes.
Yeah.
You can see my
Very
pajamas
cool.
when I
The
stand up,
OG
too.
Black Mage.
Yeah. Sweet.
Oh,
OG Black Mage. Love it.
Oh,
Classic.
can I show
Yep.
you the thing my aunt painted me for Christmas?
I saw that
Did you see
that
this?
post. That is
Oh, sick.
Clive.
Clive Rossfield
Yeah.
on wood.
Oh,
Original
nice.
Cool.
painting. Not even Ben Starr has one of these. This is an original. I'm the only one that's got one.
You should tag Ben. You should take a picture and tag Ben Starr.
You're like, hey
should.
Ben.
Because he's got that he's got like those original Final Fantasy t-shirts that are just the coolest things. And then he always has to add the little note of like, this is a one of kind that was made. by None of you can have
That's
them.
what he'd be like, hey,
It's a one of one.
Hey
Just
Ben, I know
come
that I know the artist. You know, you could have one of two.
Like, hey.
Hook me up. I will move
So
mountains.
Drew, how's life been treating you both with the podcast? Well, the Final Fantasy podcast, and then I mean, we don't need to go into our life that the division just got exponentially harder as long as
We don't have
chemistry
to
doesn't
talk
come
about
into play.
baseball. Baseball is broken. The Dodgers have ruined baseball, and it's ruined now, and nobody gets to have any fun. No.
What are you talking about? You're talking about the 2024 MLB like World Series champs?
I do love Shohei.
You know what? Here's my
One
thing.
of
I hope they
you
implode.
can't even hate Shohei Ohtani. He's like the coolest dude in the world. So you can't like
Dude,
hate
that
this
deal.
guy, but
Like gives up all but
700
$2 million of his salary every year. Puts it in there that if the management decides to try and bail, he can void the rest of the deal. You know, he's got so many things in there. But then you got Yamamoto, you've got Freddie and Mookie, and
none of
Glass
it's
now.
real. It's not even real.
Like,
they're
Here's
just
my
not
thing
even
is though is
real.
Drew, you and I both know this.
Oh man, LA's
from
gonna
being
be
rock-
buzzing this next year.
Yeah.
man.
Here's
Oh my
here's the thing
God,
though
bro.
is Drew and
Oh
I know
my
this
God.
that
Going
chemistry
125 baseball
Finally,
games.
oh, we have
Chemistry
we
means
have
a
a
lot, though.
promising year before the baseball year
Sorry,
starts.
Matt.
It's so
But-
great.
It's run away. man.
but chemistry does matter. And we know this that here with the Rockies, right? When we were going to the playoffs and everything, we had DJ LeMahieu. And once the Rockies decided to go, nah, we're gonna go with Daniel Murphy instead of DJ, the chemistry just started going off kilter, and now we
100%
don't have
true.
Story, we don't have Nolan.
Yeah, I also don't want to get ahead of myself. We also have our own little curse of always getting to the playoffs, and then that's it. So I just
Yeah,
it's nice that we have a promising year, but I don't want to get my hopes up because I just
But-
want to keep it going. Just okay.
But how are things going with the podcast though? With the real
It's been
podcast,
the real one.
Yeah.
the one that matters right now.
The one I don't do for a living, but the one that people actually listen to, which just boggles my mind.
Right?
It's been great, man. We've had a lot of fun this year. on the podcast. It was strange because this is the first time since we've been doing it. Like, Remake came out, but we were still in the early stages of like formulating what our podcast was, and we were actually still in the middle of like covering Final Fantasy VII, and it never occurred to us to like stop and cover Remake in real time. Like, the pandemic was going on, if y'all remember, right? Like all that stuff, so we
Yeah.
couldn't really get together and do anything for it, though we recorded one thing in the aftermath. But this year was the first time since Final Fantasy IX that my brother and I have played a Final Fantasy game together, right?
Wow.
Whoa.
That's
Like
how long it's been.
lockstep with each other?
Well, he went off to college, right? So
Wow.
that's how long ago it's been. So we fell in love with the series over 6, and we played 6 and 4 on the Super Nintendo, went back and played 1 on the original Nintendo, and Mystic Quest, because we fell hard for this thing, right?
Oh, sweet.
Yo, Mr. Quest, the unsung hero.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Obviously 7 and 8 and 9 we played together, but then after that, he went off to college. And so we would still play the games and like call each other on the phone or whatever. So it's been since 2001 that we had actually been in the same room. And so when 16 came out, we had it planned out. The Rockies were out of town. And my brother's a teacher, so it's the middle of the summer. So he was able to come over. He had the time off, and they basically came over for 5 or 6 days. And we played through Final Fantasy 16 basically as fast as you can, and stopped and basically recorded a podcast each night at the end of our playing and just documented it in real time, which is not normally how we cover these games.
Yeah.
We like the history of hindsight and research and be able to dive into philosophy books and be able to have all this extra. And we didn't have any of that. We were just experiencing it in real time, but it was also this story of like 2 brothers who spend much of the story apart and come back together, like all these things. Even the fact that I'm the younger brother and I'm blonde and he's the older brother and he's the brunette, like it really felt in a lot of ways that this Final Fantasy 16 was made specifically for the 2 of us, and that we got to document that in real time was really, really special. Like, that was cool. Our show has been a lot of fun, but that was unique because we basically got to return to the origins of how we fell in love with the series together, but then do it like now that our show has existed and this thing and people got to follow along with us. Like,
That's so cool. So you guys like naturally found your own narrative within the filming. That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I think Final Fantasy has always been about family, both like on the meta and in the games. Obviously, sometimes it's a found family, sometimes it's legitimate. That's a bad word to use. A blood family or found family is a very strong theme in Final Fantasy, and we love that. But we also just recently started a thing where we're doing panel conversations, so people who subscribe to the Patreon page and come hang out with us in the Discord can partake in the conversations. And the first one I wanted to do was just everyone tell me your Final Fantasy origin story. How did you first learn about the series? How did you fall in love with the series? And it's 95+% of the time a family member brought me this game, or I started to play it with a family. You fall in love with the series with somebody almost always, and I find that incredibly fascinating. And so I think that Final Fantasy 16 really recognized that by having both the found family but then the brothers.
That's actually makes sense.
Drew,
me and my brother, that's how I did Final Fantasy. That's how I found out about it. My brother.
I'm feeling a little slighted though,
That's
Drew,
so funny.
because you have these panel episodes, right? But none of us have been invited.
And we've only done one show so far.
What the heck? I mean, come on! You even brought me on DNVR Gaming, and I know. And I kind of basically put what's his face in his place.
Yeah. Well, you had to. Those people were, But no, I know. I hope to have you all on at some point. But this first one was for the hardcores in our Discord channel, just to literally be like, I'm just a Final Fantasy fan, and actually, when we got to the end of it, we probably did 15 to 20 origin stories. Some people wrote in and I want to make it a recurring segment because a lot of people hit me up afterwards like, oh, I didn't know you were doing that. And I have this really weird story about how I only had the demo. And so I just played the demo over and over and over and over again. I didn't even know there was a full game for Final Fantasy VIII. You know, it's like, this is
Drew. You know this. I've gone on record this, but like my origin story for Final Fantasy actually starts with Chrono Trigger.
I love stuff like that. Or like when people start with a movie, some people go in through Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Like because and the thing I love about it is nobody had the same story.
No.
Nobody starts like with one and then plays them in chronological order.
That's a cool segment you can have at the end of the show or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Like like reading off like an origin story or something. Like, yeah, that's cool, man.
Beautiful stuff.
Love that.
People who started with 7 Remake, you know, and they're like, a lot of people told me I shouldn't do this. I should play the original first. And I was like, those people are wrong. You can play 7 Remake and then play the original, or you can play 7 Remake and then go and play 10 for all. It. There's not a wrong way to do it. And it's a series where people can kind of manifest their own love for the art based on whatever they attach to. It might be chocobos and moves and crystals, but it might be the music or the cool costumes or the villains.
And at least give 13 a try, because there's some haters out there for it. Like, give 13 a try.
All of them 13's
are fantastic.
Great in their own ways.
Right.
I'm gonna be that one person. I will die on this hill. I love all 3 of those 13 games. And I remember when it got so much hate, especially the first one, I'm like, you guys wait. There's gonna be resurgence in the future. And people are gonna come around and say, hey, wait a minute. We were being a little too hard on those games.
Danielle, like 13 though could have stood on its own though too. Like you could have ended it right at the end of the first game. You didn't need 2 and 3, but even then, like 13 is special in its own way.
Yeah.
And you know, speaking of Danielle, Gwen in FF7 remake. Let's catch up with Danielle real quick.
It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute.
Of course.
Absolutely. What have you been up to these days?
I've been on a more therapy journey. I picked up the whole meditation thing too, because at some point I couldn't afford therapy anymore. And then I turned to YouTube and I was looking up random videos of like, you know, how to love yourself more. Cause like I've never really learned how to like do the whole self-love thing. So I was looking into like getting into doing that. And then that led to meditating. Then that led to manifesting. And then some things have manifested this year. So it's been a self-explorative or journey of exploration. Self-exploration.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. How's some of the voiceover going? I know what was it? A couple months back you got to announce you were in that which sequel was it?
Oh God. Oh gosh, what was it? I have to look at
It's okay.
I have a whole list of
I'm trying
things.
to remember. It's been like
I always log things just in case I forget. Oh, I think I forgot.
Make sure it's the right one.
It was because like I don't know, it wasn't Monster Prom because I think that was last year.
Maybe it was Monster Prom because it's been a while since you've been on, so it's been trying to keep track of everything you've been in.
Yeah, I did do some stuff this year. It's coming out next year. There's some stuff that I'm looking forward to coming out next year that I worked on.
Oh yeah, it was it was. I didn't realize it was already 2022. Monster Prom 3.
Yeah.
Wow, where is 23 gone? Like seriously, like time wise, it just feels like it just disappeared.
Ridiculous. Pretty quick.
Yeah, it went pretty quick.
It went quick because everyone was able to go outside. You know, you're not counting the days. You're not counting the days on the calendar.
It's funny. People kept asking me, like, how can you stomach covering a baseball team that lost 103 games? I was like, I get to go outside and be at a baseball stadium for free.
Because we get to watch
like, it's not a hard job, man.
Yeah.
We get to watch Benton Doyle do what Benton Doyle is just freaking phenomenal in center field.
Kids are fun. They're not good at baseball.
Kids are fun.
They're good young
Okay. Real quick, Drew, come on. They pretty much called up all of AAA.
No, yeah, they'll be fine in a
So,
couple of years. But the
yeah.
kids, I appreciate, and honestly, like on a human note, because I know not everyone necessarily cares about the baseball. It really is interesting to be around a group of young people who are constantly failing on a big public scale. They just go out there every day and they lose, but they get better. And
Hmm.
I have been around teams that are middling. I've been around teams that are good. The 17 and 18 Rockies teams were good, but they were often miserable. They were often angry at every loss they incurred. But
Yep.
this group of guys was inspiring for the way they could just continue to say, you know what, we're getting better. We're focusing on the future. We know we're not where we want to be, but we enjoy each other's company. We're getting, like I said, better. Like it was, they're fun to
And the
watch. It was,
chemistry is showing.
yeah, and maybe they'll be good in a year or two, or maybe they won't. But I think the more important lesson is just like you kind of make your own misery a lot of times in those situations, and a community that turns sour like that can bring everybody down. It only takes one or two really negative people, Troy Tulowitzki, Nolan Arenado, to bring everybody
Um,
down.
yeah.
And on the flip side, when you have leaders that are exuberant and full of positive energy and focusing on tomorrow, how do we do better tomorrow? It can change the whole vibe, and people actually want to be there, even if you're failing every day. And I found that absolutely fascinating because at least people wanted to
Um,
be there, you know?
so kind of along those lines, when you kind of look at leaders and wanting to be there, like, so Danielle, for you, right? And we asked John and we asked Vic. It's a shame we kind of timing wise missed Vic. Vic was his usual Vic. And but
Very fun.
what is your holiday wish for everybody out there, and what is your hope, what you would like to see out of 2024?
My holiday wish. I think it goes back to John when he was saying, he hopes that more people have more empathy for others. I have to agree with that because I've seen I've had to take a lot of social media breaks this year more than
Hmm.
any other year. And it's because there's a lack of empathy. So whenever I see something like that happened this
Yep.
year, went completely south, and instead of there being a lot of empathy for people in a situation, I would see a lot of hate. And I would be like, okay, let me just take some time away. And it shouldn't be like that. So my holiday wish, empathy is a thing. I would love for more people to kind of gain that. Like a lot of people say that it's like a superpower, but really it shouldn't really be one. It should be something that we are born with. It shouldn't be something that it's
Hmm.
like, oh, you have a superpower because you're empathetic. It should be something that's, you're kind of born with. But we don't live in that kind of world, sadly. But yeah, I definitely say more empathy. And for 2024, I'd say, yeah, there were a lot of deaths this year. There were a lot of deaths
Yeah.
this year. Um, I would say, yeah, I hope there's no, well, it's impossible to say there's no more deaths, but it would be, I just want everyone to have a better year. Like if some people had a bad year this year, I hope your year gets even better. If you had a great year, I hope it gets even better.
2023 was bad for a lot of people,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
a lot of scale, right? And from, financial aspects to just mental aspects.
Mhm.
Um, hell, I started therapy in the beginning of the month because of how my 23 went. So that's, you
Mm.
know,
But still
um,
got it, man. You still got it. And that's what we're proud of you for, man. You
Yeah.
still got it.
and
I'm proud of you.
it's been a lot of unpacking of emotions
Mhm.
and facing some things that I never knew were there
Mm-hmm.
that are just being brought up, and realizing some things. It's been a lot of work over the last month, and dealing with those emotions. But like, I think therapy, as much as we all say everyone, I think everyone after, especially after 23, I think everybody needs therapy.
I agree.
But but society puts such a stigma that we're going to see a therapist, right? Because
Right.
society, at least I think society puts it upon, especially like everybody, but more so even guys too, right? Is that you should be able to take on your problems yourselves, you know, and work through them yourselves. And, but you know what, though? Sometimes we all need help, you know, and to get through some of our toughest times. And I think to the empathy point, like that you talk about and the love that John talks about is that, you know, that we should be more caring about those around us, because you know what? Sometimes you're facing some demons that and some skeletons in the closet that you can't go it alone, because it puts you even in a darker place, and you need somebody like a therapist that's actually trained to do it. Because as much as I love my boys, some of these things that I'm going through right now, I can't really just openly talk about with my boys, because it's taken a paid professional to bring out all of this stuff to really face head on. And having somebody there by your side to do it, that they care about your well-being to the point where, hey, let's get you through this, you know, in the right way, not just a, you know, don't get me wrong, a lot of things I'm going through I could easily talk to Jerry and Theo and Jay about, but it's the underlying stuff that's come out.
It takes more than just venting.
It
You
just
need
takes more than
that.
just
Yeah.
venting, you know, and whatnot. So
Absolutely.
Well said.
therapy's been great. Like, as much as I tell my therapist all the time, therapy sucks, but it sucks because it brings out all these new emotions and stuff that are buried so far below the surface in boxes that you've thrown away the key to, right? And it's kind of like, in some ways, you know, I hate to make a Chrono Trigger reference, but you know, there's in both Trigger and Cross, right? There's those parts where, and even, you know, with 9, right? And 8, you have those separated parts of you, right? Where your body's here, your mind is somewhere else, and you kind of got to get them both back together and in sync. And it is a journey, you know, and it is hard. But I encourage anybody who is feeling like they do need help, reach out. You know, there's great resources out there. You know, there's now tons of apps out there that help get you in contact with a therapist that are specialized in the areas that you need the help in. So I will never fault anybody for starting therapy. It was just hard for me because I was just always grew up having to be the rock.
No,
Like,
like you said earlier, everyone should be in it. It's almost like what Danielle said about empathy. It's like it's actually something that should just be standard in our society. It's always been strange to me as somebody who's experienced a lot of weird stuff when I was young, and so I've been in and out of it for years. I it's weird to me that it isn't just a standard thing that everyone in our society, at least once a month, goes in and talks to a professional, that we would think any parent or any partner or any friend could bear the burden of having some sort of professional understanding of how to unpack your stuff, to put it as broadly as possible.
Here,
pack
here.
my shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unpack your
Yeah.
shit, right? Like you,
Well,
you can't,
yeah.
like you said, it takes someone who's a professional who's gone to school in it for years, and also someone who's an objective third party who's not going to be someone who directly is involved, and what they want is for you to feel better, or they just want the immediate, I want my friend, I want my parent, I want my loved one to feel better. But it's like the professional wants you to work through your shit.
Yep.
And so, yeah, it really, it
And
shouldn't be something that we only do when something is wrong. And I've been guilty of that over the years, 100%, is I only do it when I'm going through stuff. And a lot of that's because it's expensive, and it's not just a standard thing that's provided for. And if I could get on my soapbox, that would be the thing, is that's just, mental health should be a thing that is universally understood, provided for, allowed for in public spaces, and not something that we have to feel is a weird thing to talk about or deal with, right?
Drew, I was going to ask you what your you know, what your holiday wish.
I skipped ahead. I didn't even let you ask. I was like, I'm already doing my rant. I may as well make it my thing so I don't have to talk again.
Yeah. I think my wish for 2024 is echoes the same things we've been talking about all night, and it's been I think through my journey, right, with therapy and stuff like that is, just for me is I just hope that when people are hurting and they need help, they can find the resources and not think they can take it on alone. Like for me, I got to the point where everybody saw me as a rock that I could take everything on, but behind the scenes, I told my therapist this, that like I was fracturing badly. Um, I had a moment right before therapy even started, and I think it was my catalyst was all of a sudden I felt like my emotions were completely disconnected from every memory that I had. So like you have those memories throughout life that you remember the emotions of that day. And it just all of a sudden it felt like I had no connection to when I got married, when the boys were born, nothing. Like I literally had no emotions that were connected to it. And at that moment I was like, I have to do this. It's not a matter of you can't procrastinate anymore. Just you need somebody, that's actually gone to, gotten a degree in this to help you. And that it's not something that your friends can help you with. And like I said, as much as I love my boys, this, what I've been going through the last 4 weeks, there's no way they could have sat there and, help me work through my shit and unpack my shit. So I think from my big wish for 2024 is that, you know, enough with the societal browbeating, that people shouldn't go into therapy, go see a therapist and stuff is, what? If you feel you need a therapist, go for it. Absolutely go for it. Don't let anybody stand in your way, because if they stand in your way of going to see a therapist, they do not have your best interests at heart. And those are people you probably don't want in your circle. If they're not willing to support you by going to see somebody that can professionally help you, like we've said, unpack your shit. Because to what Vixen said in chat a minute ago is that the professional asks questions that you never think were necessary or have insight because of their training into what you really need to get to. So my hope really is for more of that love and support of everyone, and let's make mental health a much bigger thing for 2024. Because these last few years for everybody with COVID and the recession and inflation, all of that, it's been a huge stressor on everybody. And let's just show more love.
Very
Jerry,
nice.
what's
Drink
your
water
hope
to
for?
that.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's see. My hope for 2024, I guess for myself, I'm going to try and just continue to move forward and the goals that I've been already addressing, and you guys know I've been already trying to elevate myself just professionally and just in life. So I'm sticking to those goals, and I'm going to continue moving forward on that. Um, and yeah, and honestly, I as far as like the tone and where I'd like everyone to be at, I honestly I would say I would want to promote our same message that we always have on the podcast, and that is to always promote patience, kindness, and open-mindedness. Um, and let's add empathy in there too, because I think that's very well said and very well needed. And yeah, because the world is still pretty crazy and angry out there right now, and I think we need to practice all of that and more, and to try and do and be better, and just try and lend a helping hand out there, and to be, like everyone says, a little bit more empathetic, patient, and conscious of your actions and other people's actions, and yeah, just lend a helping hand when you can.
So I'm going to tee Jason up. I'm going to let Jason
You're gonna tee me up.
finish.
What?
Hold on.
What?
I'm going to let you finish out the show with your want for 2024 and send us out.
Goodness.
So I'm gonna segue into us, because I'll just go a little out of order. Jerry pretty much did what he usually does. So real quick, as we end tonight, I want to thank everyone who crashed game night with us tonight in the chat, and just kind of watching in the background. We always appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to give you a little bit of a distraction from life. And if you like what you heard, please make sure to drop us a follow. Head on over to crashinggamenight.com. as I did mention, we did get all of our very first interviews with the FF7 cast out on YouTube. Those are up there to enjoy. It took a little bit of work to get those all pulled out of the vault and whatnot. So, like I always say, just be
Thank you,
excellent to
Vixen,
each
as well.
other. But I want to tee this up to Jason, sending us out with his 2024 hopes. And I say, Jason, just finish it on out and send us out like Theo would, since he's not here.
Oh my goodness, man! You look at you put me on the pedestal. You put me on the spot. Like, what is this, man? Like, I'm blushing a little over here. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Hey,
anyways, guys,
get your one opportunity. Take it.
Oh yeah, you know. I am gonna take it with. Yeah. Anyways, guys, every year, it's always great having all of the people from Final Fantasy. Danielle, Vic. We didn't have Mallory on, but she's one of our family. John, Austin, everybody out there. We have a bunch of people that, as Matt said, is always on our website with our past guests. But I'm just glad that for 2023 we're able to still come together. It's one thing that we always look forward to every year. Like sometimes Matt and them will be out in California, and if we have the ability to, we get people out as well, and just say what's up to each other every year in real life. And I guess that's what I need for one of the wishes for 2024, is we just keep this up, like we're all over the place. Gamers from West Coast, East Coast, overseas, we all come together because we love what we love doing and we love playing games. These are our lights into darkness. These are the hopes and dreams that we always have ever since we've been little. Like Drew with his brother, 20 years playing Final Fantasy together. Me, Matt, Jerry, Theo, all four of us meeting together at a convention, at a random E3 convention. Them waiting in line for
Disney Infinity, RIP.
Disney Infinity, me checking out the rest of the convention or going to Square Enix. But it's our community that which holds us together. Let's keep it up for 2024. That's one of the biggest wishes, because the gaming community, as much as there's toxicity, there's still so much love inside of it. We have all the communities. You can find a community which you'll be accepted into, and that's the greatest part of just gaming culture in general. Me getting all teared up a little bit. But it's what brings us all together. And as always with all of us tonight, we are coming into the new year. The next time we'll see you guys will be the new year. So I mean, for the last 2023, before I sign us off for 2023, one last request and wish that I have for myself for 2024. Square Enix, get me a job.
Yes.
I'm asking.
Hey,
I'm asking.
put that into the universe.
Put it out.
Put that into the
Hey,
universe.
Put it into the universe.
Chad.
2014.
Yes.
Square Enix.
Chad, if you're watching,
Square Enix,
you're with Square now. Come on.
But for the last time, 2023, Drew, Danielle, thank you guys for being guests on our show tonight.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having us.
My man Theo's not here, so I cannot do it with full heart. But it's okay. Matt, you will be the first and the last one for 2023. My man, Matt, send us off like Theo does.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Till next time, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Till next year. Ta-ta for now.
Till next year.
Happy holidays.
Good night, everybody.